Procrastination is defined as the act of unnecessarily delaying or postponing something despite knowing that there could be negative consequences for doing so. It can affect everything from everyday chores to important tasks, such as going to appointments, handing in assignments, or even what I'm trying to do right now, make YouTube videos. I've wanted to make YouTube videos for the longest time. Matter of fact, I actually did make YouTube videos. I posted almost daily when I was in high school, and it was an incredible experience. Videography, cinematography, being in front of the camera and behind the camera was something that I enjoyed for a really long time, and it was something that was really fun to do in high school. But of course, as life went on, got busy, needed to get a job, I kind of put it on the back burner. Even though it was on the back burner, content creation is something that I always desired to do. And by the grace of God, I was able to grow a platform on Instagram to over 150,000 followers, achieving a lot of my wildest dreams. But there was a problem, and it wasn't that I was feeling empty or I wasn't feeling unfulfilled or anything like that. I was just feeling like I failed. The reason why I felt like I still failed was because constantly, all the time, throughout this entire period of growing my social media page, I told myself and I told other people that I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I would literally plan with people being like, yo, let's go and, challenge each other to go and make YouTube videos together. And, let's try and post all the time. And normally I would be the one that would be failing. It was just frustrating. I would have this desire and I would constantly articulate this desire to myself and the people around me, but I never actually made an effort to try and achieve it. There was always something going on, busy, overwhelmed, too much other work going on to actually pursue this thing that I wanted to pursue. It was just like, I just felt like, I felt dumb. Like, I just felt like, it was just like, why can't I get started? Why do I keep on procrastinating? I'm not the type of person who gets jealous, right? I have a lot of creators around me who are succeeding, and I'm very, very proud of them. Like, I'm absolutely ecstatic for them. But at the same time, when I watch them grow, and I watch them succeed, I get frustrated at myself, not out of jealousy, but out of laziness. Like, it's different if you're trying your best and someone else is trying their best and they're just doing better than you. Then it's okay, well, they're better than you, they are maybe more skilled or they're using other techniques or anything like that. That's fine. But I think there's something about watching someone achieve their dreams, and the reason that you're not achieving your dreams is because you can't get off your butt and just start. For me, that is my fear, and the most embarrassing thing that I could ever face is having the potential to do something and not doing it, not because of roadblocks, not because you made a mistake, but because you were too lazy to even begin. And I've gotten to the point right now where, to me, that is now officially unacceptable. This YouTube channel is something I've been talking about for a very long time, really over a year. I remember I talked with my friend at the beginning of this year, 2026, and told her, hey, let's have a challenge of starting our YouTube videos and start making YouTube videos on a regular basis and start making content on a regular basis. She started. It's March right now and I still haven't posted a video, so that just tells you how I've been going. Now, when it comes to procrastination, I feel like it's just like this silent crippler. People just hold off on little things just day by day by day, and they realize that the due date for something is tomorrow or tonight, and they realize not only that they had so much time to do that thing during the week if they just did it little by little, but also that time that they spent during that week was actually for nothing. Spending it watching Netflix, doing nothing, whatever, TV, blah, blah, blah. And you're wow, like, not only did I not do this thing, but I didn't even do anything of substance to even make up for it. And so now I'm just at the point where I'm honestly just tired. I'm kind of tired at myself of just being like, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep kind of blocking your potential? And so I am just starting. Okay, so the first thing that I struggled with when it came to making content was, what am I gonna make? I was a little bit clouded by, people kind of going on a direct path of like them doing gear reviews or them doing lifestyle content or anything like that. I felt like I had to kind of settle down and just be like, okay, well, what type of videos do you actually want to make on here? And pick your niche and just go with it. The issue with that is that I love to do multiple things, right? I am a cinematographer, so I love to make beautiful images, but I also love to just sit down at a desk and make gear reviews, and I love to do challenges and have fun with friends and different things like that. And so I just started to have a lot of worry and doubt just about what I even wanted to do on here. Of if I go into this route, am I gonna be putting myself in a box? Or if I go into this way, am I gonna be putting myself into a box? And it got me to a point where I didn't even know how to start. Now, this wasn't necessarily a conscious excuse that I would be making all the time, but it was just like, I felt like it was a roadblock that I had to overcome, and I had to know how I would start my YouTube channel, especially now because we're not in the early days of YouTube where everyone's just doing random stuff, but like people make really curated content. And it feels like even from the start of their YouTube channels, especially in this day and age, that they know what they're doing. And I felt like I had to be the same. And if I'm honest with you, I still feel that way. I still have thoughts of what do I want this YouTube channel to be? What do I want to focus on? What do I want to be talking about? What kind of voice do I want to have here on YouTube? But again, also realizing that it's just something that is holding me back, right? The more I just sit and the more I think and the more I just talk about what I should be doing, the less time I'm actually spending doing the thing that I want to do. So I'm saying this to you and I'm saying this to me right now. I don't know what I want this channel to be. Now, the second thing that I would always do is I would just make excuses that I was too busy. My job and my work is editing and filming and everything like that. So I would make the excuse of, oh, I've been shooting for 8 hours. Let me come home and, I deserve a break for the day. The issue is that was pretty much every day. Either I was working, I was shooting, I was editing, I was doing something. And so I would always have the excuse of, when I get home, oh, I just need a break. And those breaks ended up going till 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. And now I was like, oh, well, it's just too late to make a YouTube video. It's almost like, yes, I really wanted to do this, but there's also a part of my brain that was like, nah, maybe you don't. But I also knew deep down that I really did. And I knew that this part of my mind that wanted to just lay back and be lazy was not really me and not who I wanted to be for myself. I didn't want to be a guy who just came home from jobs and just sat down and just relaxed all day and whatever, and just took days off and just, well, I'm not doing anything on Friday, so let me just take this as my rest day. Instead of taking those days of saying, okay, since I'm not doing anything on Friday, let me shoot some content. This is something that I'm still working through, of course, I'm still working and shooting and everything like that. So I do have to take more of accountability of just managing my time and just getting off my butt and doing stuff and making the stuff that I want to make. So it's something that I am going to try and actively work through. Okay, let's get a little bit vulnerable now. This is my office, the current state of my office. It's messy, as you can see, and I promise you I'm not a crazy messy guy, but this is how my office sometimes looks after a video shoot or just over a span of a week when I'm, in a rush and have to get that one cable or that one adapter, and I end up throwing boxes and everything all over the place just to look for it because I'm about to be late for my video shoot. And so after doing that for a week or so, my office ends up looking like this. This has been one of the biggest difficulties for me when it comes to making content at home. I will always get home and be like, okay, there's been so many times where I have literally written a script for a video. I've been like, okay, I'm gonna shoot the video. Then I look at the state of my room, my office, and I'm like, okay, I need to clean before I make this video. I need to have my office looking nice and pristine and everything like that and in order. But then I think to myself, okay, well, it's gonna take 2 or 3 hours to clean everything and actually make it look nice. And well, I haven't eaten dinner yet. And so by the time I do all of that and actually get some food in my stomach, it's gonna be like, 10 p.m. And so, by the time I set up my lights and everything like that, it's probably gonna be like 11 p.m. and so I'm gonna be too tired to film by then. And I would make this excuse all the time of like, oh, well, I can't film today, or I really want to film in my office, so I can't, and it's gonna get too long to get clean, so let me do it next week after I've cleaned. And then what happens? I clean my office, but then I have another video shoot. So then I'm going around tossing, trying to look for that one adapter, that cable, that whatever. Where's my stands? Where's my lights? All this kind of stuff. And it ends up getting right back like this before I wanted to shoot again. And so even when I would set in my mind that I was gonna make a video, I sat down at my computer, typed out everything and made a script, it would always be that last barrier of, I need to clean, this place isn't looking pristine, and me adding up that time in my head and just being like, you know what, by the time I do all of that, it's going to be too late. And then I would make up another excuse, and the next day I'm doing this in the evening, so I won't be able to shoot that day, and the next day I'm doing this, blah, 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 and so, oh, I won't be able to shoot the next week, and so I would use that excuse then to then not clean up my room immediately. And so it would just be a constant cycle of wanting to be in a clean space to shoot, but then not having the time to properly clean my space to get to that point. So that is why I'm showing you this. Am I gonna be shooting in this mess all the time? Absolutely not. But if there is a box out of place, if there is something on the floor, if there is some headphones laying on the ground, or, you know, the room's just a little bit messy or disorganized, I'm no longer gonna make that stop me from making content. If you guys see a mess in the background, you see a mess in the background. I will clean the mess, but what I'm not going to do is let the schedule of the YouTube videos that I have to make get halted or disrupted because I have to go clean. I'm gonna for sure try my best to clean up my space way before I plan on shooting content and keep it clean as much as possible. But life happens, stuff happens, and we just get busy and overwhelmed and everything like that. And even in those moments, if I've set my schedule of wanting to shoot on Monday, then I'm gonna shoot on Monday no matter what. I don't care if there are whatever on the ground. It's gonna happen, because the last thing I wanna do is fall into that cycle over and over again of just procrastinating and making up excuses for myself. So, what is the real reason why I'm making this video? To be honest, it's more of an accountability to myself. I wanna keep myself accountability in public to actually start on this journey. You know, my mindset isn't on being a massive creator. My mindset isn't on being the biggest video creator or whatever in the business. It's just finally doing something that I've had a desire to do for a long time, and stepping out and giving that my all and giving that everything I got. So do I know the direction of this channel and what videos I'm gonna make? Absolutely not. I'm telling you right now, there may be some videos that are gear reviews. There may be some cinematic videos. It may be some film reviews or whatever, but I hope you stay for me, for wanting to hear my thoughts on certain things, wanting to hear about my techniques and how I do certain things, how I create the images that I create, and hopefully you enjoy the journey. I just want to have a place for people to get educated, you know, have maybe a little laugh, you know, get entertained and everything like that. Now, do I know what my next YouTube video is going to be? Absolutely not. I have no clue, but by God's grace, it will happen, and I will post my second video after this. But right now, to hold myself even more accountable, today is March the 11th. It's 7:30 p.m. March the 11th. This video has to go out on March 12th at, what is it? It's Pacific Standard Time. So anytime March 12th in North America. If you see any other time under this video that it has been posted March 13th, 14th, it means that I have already failed. And you can unsubscribe and never subscribe to this channel again. But I know that I will post it tomorrow, because if I don't, that would be really bad. So we're gonna post tomorrow, okay? Anyways, bye.